Page 31, Tarantella. Tarantella, when they talk about it, it's a type of dance and it's in 6/8 time, which means we got a new time signature, 6/8. Well, this is different. See, the music just looks like it's getting uglier and uglier, but let's just hang in there. We'll get it one thing at a time. Let's talk about this time signature. They show it over on page 30. If you understand what the numbers mean, it doesn't matter what the numbers are. We've had 3/4 and 4/4, I think. Well, the bottom number's always been a 4. So the quarter notes, well, in 6/8 time, your 6 counts in a measure, but an 8th note gets count now because of the 8 is there. And that's why you got 8th notes all over the place. They act like quarter notes in 4/4 time. Same difference. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they give you some chart of what equals what. As far as I'm concerned, just remember that there's 2 8th notes and a quarter note, and 2 quarter notes and a half note, and blah, blah, blah. And then when you add the dotted notes, like the dotted half notes, same as 3 quarter notes, well, the dotted quarter notes is the same as 3 8th notes. It's the same as 3 of whatever the next bottom, next note down is, or up, depending on which direction you're going. I don't know. Don't confuse me with details. And that's really all it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're counting 8th notes. Well, Tarantella has this. However, we have a couple of new notes we need to talk about first. And that's for the treble clef, below the staff, you have, remember the ledger lines, the little lines that we add above and below a staff so we can have more notes, so you get more notes to learn and memorize? You'll love it, right? Middle C is on a ledger line below the staff. One ledger line below treble clef is middle C. We've had that for a while. Well, 2 ledger lines, it's every other note. It's A. And so the note right below that second ledger line would be a G. And yes, you need to memorize these notes. You need to know what they are instantly, eventually. So a G and an A, and that's the ones right below middle C. So let's take this Tarantella thing apart and see what we got. I don't talk about musical forms much. You see the sections A and B. Okay. Simply means we got 2 different basic melodies going on, and starting at the beginning in the right hand, 3rd finger here. There's no sharps or flats in the key signature. So you're thinking, okay, what key are we in? Are we in the key of C? No, actually, we're in a different key, but you haven't had that key yet, so they're just using accidentals. We're actually in the key of G minor, but you haven't had G minor yet. They don't want to introduce it yet. They had G major, but not G minor. So don't worry about what key it is. As far as the scale goes, practice whatever scales you've been doing, the C and the G scales. Yeah. But here in the right hand, you have B flats here. I think you're going to find in this piece most of all the B's are going to be flatted. So, and remember the accidental, the flat sign, goes for the rest of the measure, but only that measure. So at the beginning it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, we're counting 8th notes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You come up on 6, it's an 8th rest. And then going on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think you're going to find all the B's are flatted. Let's go down to the 3rd line. You have some rest, come down, it's E flat. And then you're coming down, you're down here. It's a B flat, A, these are the notes. And that's tied. Hold it down for 5 counts, and during the rest, you come back up. That's 1, 2, this is the second measure of either line. The last 2 lines, either one. So it's second measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the counting. And then the last line, the next to the last measure. They want 3rd finger, that's fine. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Left hand, well, you have the G minor chord. It's like a G chord except here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember the quarter notes the same as 2/8 notes? And then the 5/7 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is fun. Let's go down to the third line. You have a rest to move down because you've been in this position. Just move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. During the rest, come down. 4, 5, 6. And during the rest, come up. Something like that. Put the hands together. You're here. See, when I play the G, I lift up because there's a rest in the left hand. Two, rest. I could go on kind of fast, but the idea is you need to put the hands together. I've already done it. Let's go down to the third line. You're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. See, the kicker here is it's a steady beat. No matter what's happening in the music, it's a steady beat. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because you hold, those are tied. You hold them down. Once you've got that, get rid of the hesitations. Then we'll add in the articulation. Slurs and staccatos. This is, I'm hinging at the, I'm on the key and I'm bouncing off. But I'm connecting this. See, now you don't have to worry about lifting up for the 8th rest. Because the staccato takes care of it. But when I first learn a piece of music, I learn it, I connect everything. So I want to make sure I understand that quarter notes 2 counts and then I get an 8th rest. Even though it's a staccato, I don't care. I want to understand that. So I play it that way at first. And now we add the staccatos and it kind of takes care of it for us. Five, 6. Two, just to get the idea. Third line down, it's here. Put a little silence between here and here because they're 2 different slurs. They could have slurred it all together. They didn't. They're doing all that. So you put in the articulation and then we'll add the dynamics. Well, F at the beginning is forte for loud. That's the melody. These chords need to be soft. And then in the third line, you come down to mezzo piano, or moderately soft, sort of soft. Both hands. For the last 2 lines, and that's basically the melody or the dynamics. The idea is, again, once you get past the mechanics and you can play the notes and the rhythms and articulation, all that correctly, then you start feeling the music. And if you want to adjust the dynamics a little, get a little louder and softer. See, the first 2 lines are loud. Well, that's just stay in the loud area. And the second 2 lines are sort of soft. Well, stay in that area. You don't have to stay exactly that, but you got to get to know the music and feel it first. How do you feel it? Then finally we add the speed. Allegro. Have you had that before? I don't recall. Allegro means happy or fast, depending on the mood. I don't consider Allegro happy, but a lot of people do. Oh, it's happy. Well, I can be happy and slow, believe me. No, to me it simply means not really super fast, just fast. And that's the overall feel of it. It's not the beat. So here, it's the overall flow of it. Because if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's really quite fast. But the feel of it, really I think it's more like... That's my feeling of it. If I played it again, I'd play it different because I feel it different. So it's up to you. It's got to be accurate. If your fast is, if that's your fast, that's close enough. It's got to be accurate. But if you get into it and start feeling it, just enjoy it. Now, as far as the roadmap, or when do we go where, at the bottom of the page above the staff, the last staff at the end, there is a DC al fine. We've had this before. DC means go back to the beginning. Simple as that. Al fine means go to fine. The fine is at the end of the second line. You see the thin and thick bar lines there? That's the symbol for the end of the piece. So what you do is you play you play all 4 lines and then go back and play the first 2 lines again. So the piece is really 6 lines long. All right. So if you're doing the sections A, B, well, this is ABA because we went back and did section A again. It's ternary or 3-part. ABA is that. I like to play it with you slowly. Let's double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics. I'm going to do both hands about the same. I'll do the staccatos and stuff, but no dynamics. So I'll give it 6 counts because there's 6 beats in a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rest. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rest. 2, 4, 5, rest. 1, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, rest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 2, 5, 6. 2, 4, 5, 6. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest.